Hello everybody and welcome to New England Disc Golf Productions coverage of the Jeffrey Cranston Memorial Disc Golf Tournament here at Meadowbrook Orchards in Sterling, Massachusetts. My name is Sam Henderson and I'm here with my good friend Kyle Moriarty.
That is me, and we are both quite excited to be bringing you this video footage, the commentary here for this awesome round.
Yep, this was on the day before Halloween and it was raining.
Yeah, it definitely came in. This was a classic New England just fall day where it is raw, cold, and rainy. Thank God it wasn't snow, but man, it was nasty out there.
Yep, you can see this is a temporary course that was just designed by Bob Kulchuk, and there aren't really any teeing surfaces. It's a lot of natural grass with two little blue flags. And in this weather, they turned into a lot of mud pits.
Yeah, so for this second round, we're kind of playing a slightly different version of the course. The tees are moved by just a couple of feet here and there. So we're going to be watching Marc Chapalonis here, rated 993. He is the lead in the clubhouse.
Yeah, he shot one of the best rounds by anyone from Massachusetts all year. So he has a huge lead on first Nick Economos. Now Nick has been around the area for a long time, but has been playing professional baseball. So now that he's on the disc golf course, you better watch out.
Yeah, he's also going to be on there with Casey Wyatt. We all know who Casey Wyatt is. Rated 1022. He has been absolutely killing it. It was great to have him home.
Yep, and our main man Shane Wyatt, a veteran of New England Disc Golf Productions this year, he is out at a 3 down. He's out with his mom Judy today, so we want to say what's up to her. She was out
Judy
from Michigan.
Power.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of work to do. Marc shot an 11 down 46 and has a massive lead.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to come into hole 1. It's a par 3, right under 300 feet. It's a little downhill. There's an open hyzer for righties or lefties. Well, of course, we got 4 righties on the card today.
Is there any OB?
The thing on this hole is that OB sneaks up behind you. So basically, if you land basket high, you're going to go right into the water, and you're going to be putting just to save your par.
Yeah, we got Marky here. He's throwing a Lucid X Evader. You can see trusting out that hyzer. Wind's knocking it down.
Right. It's a stable fairway driver. He just kind of like plops it out there. Leaves himself, I'd say, just outside the circle.
Yeah, the smart play here is to throw it a little bit short. If you go too deep, you're going OB into the water. So he's giving himself a nice, easy chance for a 3. Nick's throwing an Champion AVR X3.
Right, and Eco throws it so far that he can reach all these holes with a slow-speed putter disc, and that is just going to be a massive advantage.
Yep, here's Casey, forehand, Glow FD3. Really just trying to make a nice, simple forehand up to the pin. Goes
in the water.
OB.
Yep, that driver, if you're going to throw the driver, you got to land well short of the basket because he's just going to get a nice roll right in.
Yeah, here's Shane throwing a Thought Space Praxis putter, backhand line. Really just controlling that disc, making sure it's not going to drift over to the right OB, and making sure it's not going to drift long.
Right, just on the edge of the circle.
Let's see, Shane does not want to mess with rain jackets. He's out there just braving the rain.
And hitting the front rim on his first putt. He's gonna be loving that.
Yeah, these sort of conditions, players are definitely not warming up or, re-warming up in between rounds. So this first putt is definitely a real tester. Marky here from probably Circle's Edge as well. Just doesn't connect.
Yeah, I'd be less mad when you have a 6-stroke lead on the field. I mean, that was just an absolute scorching round. I mean, you can see the conditions right now aren't that good as Casey spins Circle's Edge putt right in the heart. The conditions are pretty terrible right now. They were worse in the morning. It was pretty miserable.
Yeah, so all of your footing is going to be just gross.
Your discs are wet. Your towels are wet. Hopefully you had more in the car between rounds.
There's a birdie. Nice putt, Nick. That's going to be his first putt on video in a very long time.
This guy's too cool for a rain jacket. I mean, he's just out here making birdies.
Yeah, he's a handsome man. Marky cleaning up his par. Nice and simple. No huge mistakes out of him, so good start.
Yeah. Now, the way the course lays out as we come into hole 2, which is now just a 315-foot hyzer between these two really gorgeous red trees, like playing in the fall on this layout was really incredible just to look around, and such a beautiful property. And thank you to Meadowbrook Orchards for having us out. Like, It was so enjoyable, and I hope we get to come back. But here's Nick lining up that same AVR X3. I mean, the fact that he can just go putter to start is just such a huge advantage. He just throws it so far, and he just puts up a nice little hyzer. Oh man, that makes the game look really easy.
Right, that was just nice, smooth, under control. He had that great height, got it up there, faded out.
Yep.
So this is a Fusion X Maverick from Markey, a little bit lower, a little bit more direct line towards the basket.
Yeah, the little new Zach Melton run. I got one in my bag, and that just is awesome.
Casey's going to go FD3 again. He leans on that FD3.
Yeah.
You can see this is why. He throws it really well. He knows the angle. He knows the power. He can put it right under the pin.
Yeah, you can see that we are teeing off from this like little road, which was super nice. You can see on the left side of the screen that mud pit. That's where we were teeing off first round. So
Shane going to a smush Wraith and absolutely smushes it OB.
Right. I think he might have been throwing a Wraith because he didn't really make the adjustment. He had a nicer T-pad. He can actually put a good rip into that stroke. Where that first round from that mud pit, it was going to be pretty tough.
Now, another putt right off the front cage. Not how you want to be starting front cage. This one, unfortunately, for the bogey.
Right, and the first 3 holes are relatively open without too much OB or danger, so like it's a really good to start fast. And then as we get more towards the middle of the front 9, you're going to have some tougher, tighter shots. So it's really important to kind of score out early. Eco getting 2 for 2, that's really where you want to be.
Absolutely. When you're already down by so many strokes, you're really trying to force a lot of things that you might not need to be forcing, where Shane just took that unforced error bogey. So we'll see how the players are really kind of their mental state here, being down by so many strokes and really trying to get either too aggressive or just playing their game. So that takes us to hole 3.
Yeah, another 300-foot hole, pretty straight, pretty open, a little bit uphill. And now on the right side, we're going to have these orchard trees, and they are lined with OB. And that is going to be something we see over and over again. Whenever you see orchard trees, we weren't allowed in or near them, so there will always be the white flags marking OB, and they would come up on you so close. And a lot of the baskets are within like 15 or 30 feet.
Look at that control. Nick going standstill, DX AVR, hyzer flip, lets it come on up, doesn't tip all the way over, and parks it.
That's not fair.
Marc is throwing a Rive.
Yeah, so Nick's throwing putter and Marc's throwing driver, and they're landing in the same spot.
Yep.
But just like what a contrasting thing of styles. And it must be nice throwing a putter with this grip, because I find my putter to be much easier to grip than a driver in this weather.
Absolutely. And you can definitely tell that's definitely part of Nick's game, besides just the raw power. Casey throwing a beautiful FD3 right up to the basket.
Yep.
Shane here, he's going with a sidewinder, trying to get this up to the basket, make sure it doesn't turn over.
No, it's a nice new sidewinder. He's been throwing that one incredibly well.
Oh.
I saw him throw it at Cogs a couple weeks ago, and he can really hit it straight, and it just glides just nice and straight when he's putting it nice in a hyzer.
He has earned this flight tracker. Of all 4, oh my goodness.
Wow.
What?
Shout out to our cameraman and editor, Marc Duci, for awesome work. This is
that's
really
so cool. That was awesome. So hopefully they can all connect on these pods. Nobody should be outside of 15 feet.
Yep.
There's the first one.
Yep. Marky's putting in his Marc Chapalonis stamped EMAC judge.
Oh, yeah.
You can get those at 978 maybe. Actually, they're probably all sold out. I might have.
Yeah, they're definitely all sold out. We love Marky. We love supporting him. I mean, he just bought a bus. He's going out. So support Marky whenever you can.
Yeah,
support all these
absolutely.
guys. Support Casey. We all know he's got his Tour Series stuff. Nick, unfortunately, doesn't have any Tour Series stuff.
No, he should get a Tour Series rain jacket. I think that would be the first thing I would suggest to Mr. Economos.
Hey, he's doing all right.
He's doing all right. Shane with another bag on, umbrella up putt.
That's casual, right there.
That's the kind of putt you want to have in this weather.
Hey, he's showing off to how cool he is to his mom.
His mom knows how cool he is. All right, now we're coming into hole 4. This is the first, I think, really difficult hole, and we didn't have very many birdies on the day. 383 feet. It ended up playing pretty straight, but you do not want to go right early, because this stuff has been totally untouched.
Jail.
It's jail.
It's
jail.
jail.
And then on the left is out of bounds. And even if you threw a straight shot right at the basket and landed at 20 feet, you'd have a pretty good chance of just skipping right out of bounds. So
this is a DX rock out of Nick. and he has it a little turned. That's going to find that bad zone off to the right.
That is rough.
We'll see what kind of look he has in there, but I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be good.
Being in it is a little better than being short and right, so, you know, you don't have to go weird. So Marky's going Maverick again here, and that turns over.
Yep, that's a good play. Being short, not getting into the woods,
Right.
he's going to give himself a way to get up and down without having to try to fight through the woods.
That was one of those special scenarios where it was like bad enough to be okay, because if he had kept that in the air, it would have gone right in the heart of it, and that would have been a real tough.
This one could be trouble if it doesn't get down. Oh boy.
Oh, well, you know, it looked like it missed that first kind of wall of trees, so he might be pin high. And Casey's nice and tall, and when you're tall, you can find a weird gap somewhere in the trees.
Yep, Shane going with the Wraith again, and he turns it as well. Very common here, but that found the wood line.
Right. I mean, as terrible as we say the right side is, and it is.
But being short, like look at
Right.
Marky. He's got this nice out and around, you know, tough to hit the angle, but now he's putting for the par.
Right,
you know?
right. And you can do a scramble shot. If you miss left, you're out of bounds, and then 4 is the best you can do. So,
Yep.
you know, Shane's going to get weird with a forehand Lerna and get to the very edge. So, you know what? It's not a perfect shot, but he's got a chance to make a putt and walk away with par, which is just
I would
as
love
good.
to have seen what he actually had to throw through. Nick giving a good bid from just the edge. It fought pretty well. And Casey's somewhere in the woods. He had a line to just put it to the base. So you can tell he was maybe just outside the circle, but had to throw it right at the base.
So in the second round of the tournament, this played as the 4th hardest hole, and there were 0 birdies. So 3 is as good as you were going to get.
Yeah, so congratulations on getting your 3. You're not losing a stroke, but this is a hole really, you're not gaining a stroke either if you're getting a 2. And you're probably just trying to be too aggressive where you're going to bring in that 4. So a par is a really good score. Nice, easy tap out. And we're moving on. That's it.
All right, we got hole 5. It's another uphill. Now more of that open style that we saw in the first 3 holes. So again, 338 feet, a little uphill, stuff on the right, stuff behind, stuff to the left. You know, really, you're just trying to put it up there without slipping it and falling on your face. And then you can pitch up or take a long putt and try to get a 2, but, you know, probably walk away with a 3, and that's not bad.
Yep. Here's Nick throwing another rock. And this is just pure Nick power.
Okay,
Just
unless
a
you
one step up to it,
flip up.
and he lands 25, circle's edge.
I can see why I wasn't on the lead card at this tournament. They are making it look pretty easy out in the rain.
Yeah, so everybody else is going to be throwing a distance driver. Nick's throwing a rock.
Yep.
So here's another drive out of Marky. Nice, smooth line, keeping it away from the OB on the right side. Gets to probably just outside the circle. He's going to have to hit that putt to really stay in contention of just crushing.
Yep. Well, you know, Marky started 2 down. Nick's at 3, so he's only cut down 1. Casey's
Beautiful
also 2
DD3.
down early. So, you know, they're chugging along.
Yeah, they're moving. You know, Marky's just doesn't have to make any big mistakes, really.
Right.
He can play a smooth round. He's in the driver's seat. Shane throws up a nice shot that's going to put him out to probably 50 feet.
Right. This is how a lot of people play the hole. If you don't have a really great shot, you're probably putting from about 50 or 60 feet, and
Get up.
you say, "Okay, I missed it. Go dry your disc off and go to the next hole."
Yep,
I mean,
simple 3. You know, Marky here for the putt for 2 from circle's edge. Great drop.
That's how you win tournaments, folks. You make 45 footers.
Yeah, that's a beautiful putt. Great height, great speed, great tempo. Stayed nice and flat out of his hand, not too much hyzer. Great putt, Mark.
Yep.
Here's Nick to step up, putting with his old DX AVRs. Oh, perfect.
Now, the Economos family has been around Worcester Disc Golf for a super long time. And we shout out his brother Steve and his dad George. Great players, of course, with the Charlton Wood days. And it's awesome to see them playing disc golf on a big stage in New England.
Absolutely. Casey connecting on his relatively easy birdie for him. Shane cleaning up his par.
Oh, another bag on umbrella putt. Nice one, Shane.
Nice.
That's how you shoot even, buddy. Let's go.
Sorry, Shane. Wow.
All right, so we've had some open holes. Now we're going to get to some tight holes. So this is hole 6. It's only 321 feet, but it plays down this, like, what, maybe 40-foot gap all the way down.
Yeah, you've got a straight line, you've got hyzer lines, forehand lines. You can attack this pin so many different ways.
Yeah.
But it is all about control.
I think the play is to go down the middle. You throw something slow disc on a little bit of hyzer down one side of the fairway and have it flip to the other and then land flat.
Yes, look at this.
Kind of like that. That's a good
beautiful
way to attack the
AVR
hole.
shot, and it pretty much nestles up to the pin. That was beautiful. He deserves a flight tracker. I don't know why he didn't get
Oh
one,
my goodness.
but
Well, here comes Marky. He's throwing his icy EMAC Judge, which flips over and stays in.
It checks up beautifully. That is a great result from a throw that maybe wasn't as good, but look at this rain coming down.
It is in, baby. And this is another one where we move the tee pad a little bit.
Ooh, this exo method here out of Casey White. Come on, hyzer.
Yeah, this is why I like the play down the middle. If you are throwing it above the trees on the outside, if it doesn't come back in, you're going to be way up the fairway, and that's going to be a tough up and down.
Yep, so he's going to be scrambling, try to save par, because it's a very narrow green you're approaching to. Shane throwing a T-bird, dead straight,
fairway.
laser straight, sit flat, lands flat. That's going to be a nice 15 to 20-foot putt. Hopefully you can connect on that one.
You can tell that's a beat-up T-bird because he threw it low and it really never faded out. Just kind of stayed straight and scooched the whole time. Shane has been playing a long time, so he's got some nice flippy discs.
Ooh, Casey trying to ring one up to save par, but he's going to settle for the bogue.
Right. Marky, this is a bonus putt. Like, if he can put this in, he's just going to tell Nick to go away.
Oh, my.
Moonshot. Oh, right off the front rim.
You know you're laying up, but given a 50-50 chance when that disc goes out of sight of the camera.
Right. Well, you know you're playing good when you're just like trying to lay up, maybe give it a bid. You're right on the front rim. It's like, all right, stuff's going right today.
Yeah. And just a good testament to Shane and Nick's drives. Casey cleaned up his bogey putt before they got to their drives. Great 2 out of Shane.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it, great 2 out of Nick.
That's incredible.
Those are super bonus 2s. Amazing job. Yo, Marky tapping it in. Sorry you couldn't hit that moonshot where you threw it higher, then it went further, but good putt.
Yep. Shout out to Cody Kingman and Ryan Begley, along with Sam Streeter. Those were the 2s on hole 7, which we're coming up to. Now we're on 302 foot. This little strange peninsula shot. You got water on the left.
OB deep, OB right, and one of the worst tee-pad conditions we have out here.
It was a true muck bucket. It was a tough spot.
If you want to wonder why this is the hardest hole on the course, look at the out of bounds, look at the teeing surface, and look at the angle you have to throw it on. You can see Nick just trying to shimmy, move his weight around, trying to find some sort of solid ground. It's just not giving in. He's a big guy. He's got a lot of power, and it's hard for somebody that needs good footing.
Well, he's throwing like pretty much one step or shots a lot. I think that was his first time he's really thrown a straighter shot instead of that kind of flip hyzer, and it just didn't quite turn on.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he couldn't flip it because of just his poor footing, just couldn't get into a committed line on it. Shane going with that praxis again, throwing it. That looks a little turned.
Oh,
but
get some tree love. That's kind of hard to do on this course.
I hope he bought an apple pie after this tournament because that place is he stole one right there.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Marky. He's also going to the standstill. That looks like a harp. Just
That's
low
a harp for sure.
and inbounds and
out of bounds.
Not inbounds. That is a bummer. When you are playing a layup and you don't execute, there are a few things more infuriating in disc golf than that scenario.
This is Casey reaching for a PD2. A PD2 on a 302-foot hole.
He's going to be jamming a force over.
He throws it up. He gets the height, but he doesn't get the turn. Or does he?
Oh, and he plays.
Or he does not.
That's a nice play, though, because, he's going to get way down there.
Yep.
And he could get lucky and stay in bounds, or if he goes out of bounds, he's going to have a 27-footer and can just bang it for a 3.
Yeah, so just so you know, that drop zone that Nick and Mark are going to play from for only OBs to the left. So going OB to the right, you play from the last place it was in bounds. So Casey's going to be putting for his 3 from up where the last place of that disc was in bounds.
Yep.
Shane's putting from 2 after that beautiful tree stump kick.
Yeah, and there we go, Shane. After kind of a
Nice.
slow start, he picks up another one.
There you go,
Back-to-back
2 in
great
a row.
birdies.
Now he's alive. He's awake. He's feeling it. We know Shane is one of the most electric players, so he is not going to look back. He's just going to start crushing from here on out. Casey, good par save right there. Good way to play the hole, knowing exactly how the OB works, how the drop zones work, and knowing where the error is to make.
Yep. Navigating. He's still a young guy, but he's played a lot of disc golf. He becomes a veteran of the tour. All right. Markey with another 4.
Yep.
But
good bogey.
Good bogey, and he matched Eco, so really no harm, no foul. He's got 6 strokes on Casey, so still plenty of room. All right, hole 8, 299 feet. Most are gonna play a hyzer over this water. You just gotta beat the lake, come over the flags to get in bounds, but stop before you scoot into the orchard. There's a pretty small landing zone, but there's nothing in your way. So
no, it's a demanding shot, but it's a shot that anybody playing in the MPO division should be able to handle. It's demanding, but it's something that you need to have in your bag to throw a nice spike hyzer without playing that skip.
Oh, Shane going T-bird again.
Flat T-bird.
And yeah, it's pretty good. Shane, he's on fire, right? That's going to be 3 in a row.
That's 3 in a row, and he hits the basket. So you know his drives are on. Everything's in his range. Nothing's out of his range. Casey going with a lone howl here, trying to spike it right on in. Ooh.
Yeah, we gotta. If you get a little more angle on it, that's gonna tombstone. But if you don't, it's just gonna slide and skip right OB.
Yep.
Oh, here comes Nick throwing another.
There's a harp.
A harp. Hell yeah.
He's throwing a harp.
That's our favorite disc.
Soft harp. That one might have my name on it.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he just skips out of bounds.
Yeah. It's weird seeing Nick throwing short on holes, but yeah, he had to throw that a little bit harder. Ooh, this is a Fusion X Felon out of Markey, and he had a slip and went OB.
Yeah, I'm surprised they were reaching for a driver on these. It looks like, maybe with a more traditional tee-pad that wasn't, sloppy, they'd be reaching for mid-ranges, you think, at 300 feet, but everybody came.
Yeah, there's the frustration out of Mark. You can see he's not happy with that. This is something that he should be able to just throw that spike hyzer up, commit to that line.
Oh, and Eco matches Markey with the back-to-back fours, throwing OB on each hole and then not being able to connect on the putt. Yep. So here comes another chance for Casey.
Yeah, so Casey knows he can gain 2 strokes on this hole, so he's ready to go. You know he's going to make that cut. He loves the pressure. He loves situation where he can start gaining strokes.
Right, and I guess if you're gonna be way behind, the rain is actually great weather for you because it's easier for that person to make a big change in their game and come back to you a little bit, get a couple birdies your way, and all of a sudden, he's 4 back, but that's not so bad.
Yeah, Markey could start feeling a little bit of pressure. You never know. We're trying to build up a battle here.
Right.
So we're going to say Mark's feeling some pressure. Casey's on a roll. He just picked up some strokes on you. 3 strokes in 2 holes.
Yeah.
That never feels good giving away.
And with so much, wet tee pads and OB, a little bit of wind, it's easy to give strokes 2 at a time out here.
Absolutely. So hole 9 here. Talk me through it.
All right, guess what? It's another righty hyzer. You're just going to go over these trees that come to the left and then swing it in before the flags on the right that separate the fairway from hole 1.
Yeah, this is a Sexton Firebird. Shane knows he's not going to throw it OB deep. It's going to give him that hyzer, and it's giving him a putt. He's going to be going almost 4 for 4 here.
Right, and he's only 15, 20 feet from the basket, and yet he's still closer to the OB. So it's a pretty tight little green. And it is blind. When you're standing on the tee pad, you can't really see it.
Yeah, this is a PD2 out of Casey. Oh, no, that's his lone house. Sorry.
And that stays just barely in bounds again.
Yep. Nick, standstill rock.
Yep, must be nice. Little flip-up hyzer.
Pushing it straight. Hopefully that just sits down. Sit down.
He's able to throw it so high because he's throwing such a slow disc, and it just coasts and coasts and coasts. It's really fun to see. You can tell when somebody's throwing a slower disc on the same distance, but they just get it so much higher. Exactly, like Mark's is going to scoot up there because it's a faster disc, and it ends up rolling back in, while Eco is just flipping up a mid-range way up in the air, and that's such a cool shot to see. It's rare we get to play a course with this much airspace. You definitely have to keep it in the lines, but there's air if you want to throw. I was playing on Cody Kingman's card, and he was throwing a ton of thumber just because there's just all this airspace. So,
yes, yeah. New England does not give you a lot of courses where you can use that elevation up high above trees.
Right, and well, Eco plays at one of them, playing at buff.
Yeah. Well, we just know Nick is just somebody that can just throw something further than pretty much everybody else out there. But let's not talk about those massive putts going on right now. Casey, huge putt. Nick, huge putt. Marky, huge putt to match. Marky's done losing strokes.
All right, so Shane is going to finish up with the last putt of the front nine. So let's take a look at some scores. He's going to be down 4 down, the same as...
Nice putt.
Wow, 4 in a row to finish. So he's going to be tied for the hot round with Nick and Casey.
Disc Golf 978 is a fully stocked, one-stop shop for all your disc golf needs. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, Disc Golf 978 has what you need to improve your game. We have all major brands, a helpful and knowledgeable staff, convenient hours, and a customer rewards program. Disc Golf 978 is located within 30 minutes of 9 courses in Central Mass. Find us at 16 John Fitch Highway in Fitchburg, Mass, or on the web at discgolf978.com.
And thanks again to Scott and Melissa Radford, who run Disc Golf 978 in Fitchburg, for this coverage and for all the events they've gone out and vended at this year. They've been a great addition to the disc golf community, and we love having them around. So here we are. It's hole 10. It's uphill. It's over 400 feet with OB right and left. And another tee pad that was super slippery actually fell on my butt in this the first round. So they moved it a little bit to the right. It's a little bit better, but still pretty sloppy. Shane throwing a Wraith.
Going Wraith. Going simple. Taking it easy.
Nice and high up the right side. Just have it hyzer right back in the middle. And Tombstone. How many tombstones do you think we're going to have on the card? I don't think that's going to be our last one.
Yeah, Casey going DD3. Casey's got the power to get up there. He can get the 2 in this hole, but the conditions just aren't ideal enough to really be confident in that throw.
Right, that's still a pretty good pump, but he's going to have an circle 2 look.
Yeah, here's Nick going standstill with an Invictus.
Oh, gets over it, and that disc is overstable, but he throws it really hard, so that is not coming back.
No, that's just pure, raw, disgusting power going standstill with that much. Marky throwing his Rive. This is going to be more of what you see out of every other player you'll find.
Nice and low in the middle, skipping just past Shane, but not quite up to Casey. But those look like they will all be a 3.
Yep, those should be simple, nice, easy pars. Nick is the only one that has some work to do. He's throwing a Sonic here, trying to get up and down.
Yeah, this is a big shot for him because
oh boy,
if he wants to keep some pressure on Marky, oh no, and he throws it OB again.
Well, that's not what you want to see. We'll blame that up to the rain. Just slipped out of his hand. Here's Shane with his nice kind of walk up, step putt, jump putt with the Luna. I don't know what you call these things.
I'd call it a 3 because that's what Shane's gonna get.
A run up, step putt.
He's walking it out.
Yep. Marky with a soft harp, up and down, harp things.
Team harp for life.
Yep, that's all you need.
It's the best around. Throw it if you want to get up and down.
Yeah, so here's for the 2. This is what Casey's got left. Probably 45, 50 feet.
No, thank you. Front rim, great bid. This actually played as the 3rd hardest hole with only 1 2. So shout out for Joey and Tosca for the lone 2 in the second round.
Oh, Nick, over the top. This is a big number that you don't want to be taking.
Right, I think that's what makes the playing aggressive for the 3. Only 1 2 against, ripping it over out of bounds and taking, did he take a 6?
Yeah, I didn't see a score graphic. I think so because he went to 1 down.
All right, so that's really going to kind of put him out of chasing down Marky, any kind of glimmer of hope.
Yeah,
so now it's going to be Casey, who is 4 strokes back of Marky. That's going to be the closest one.
Yep. Yeah, and we're getting into this back half, which is way more tight, way more technical through the woods, and a lot more bombers. So I think Case is going to have an advantage. He can gain a lot of strokes coming up on these holes, especially if Marky's kind of feeling some more pressure. But, we're just trying to build up some interesting watches. I'm not saying Marky's going to crumble, but
you never know. Well, we're coming at hole 11. It's par 4. It's 420 feet, but it's a good tug uphill.
Absolutely. This is something that only that elite level arm's going to get. It's a pure blast from all these natural tee pads. This one isn't as bad. They did a good job of moving this forward, so you have some good fresh grass to be teeing off on. Shane's throwing a Wraith.
Yeah, this one plays as a par 4, but it's almost, you almost play it exactly the same as you played the last hole, and it's almost easier because you're a much bigger fairway.
Well, what's the stats, Sam? Tell me the stats. Don't tell me you think it is. Give me the numbers.
This played as the easiest hole, playing more than a half stroke under par at 3.45.
Wow.
While hole 10 played at 3.43. So almost identical stats, even though they split a whole difference of stroke and par.
Yeah, Casey really wanted to get this one deep. He put a little turn. He didn't climb up the hill, but he made a lot of distance on this shot. You can definitely tell by a great throw by which row of, I believe these are pumpkins or watermelons. Whatever row you land in, you get closer up. But getting down the fairways, goal number 1.
Yep.
Wow, pilot.
Marky throwing a nice drive. Nice and simple. Does enough. He'll have somewhat of a longer bid. Trying to get up there for this eagle putt.
Nick going to go Invictus again, and he's going to actually run up a little now. He's going to try to go Big Annie after just turning that disc over on the last hole. Now he puts it too far up in the air and is 3 or 4 rows of trees out of bounds.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think this is Nick's problem. He has been playing a lot of tournaments, so he's finding just some weird mistakes you shouldn't be making, especially on lead card of MPO tournaments. So hopefully, the more he keeps playing, more tournaments he gets into, he kind of figures out how not to make these mistakes and not to give away these silly strokes.
Right, and that's where distance can be a double-edged sword, because he's going to want to go for these holes. This is his advantage as a disc golfer, is to get that stroke that no one else can get. But sometimes when you're off and the distance is going to go 600 feet, that it's going to be easier to find the out-of-bounds right or left.
Yep, good upshot there out of Casey. Nice and easy. Nice tap-in birdie.
Right.
Marky thinks he can also do the same thing.
Yep.
Lays it up. He's not the happiest with that, but it works.
No, it's a 3 again, which is a birdie on this hole, and I played at the easiest hole with only this one person getting a deuce. So shout out Kevin Coltrane for the big pull on hole 11. Nice work, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely. That was huge.
But that's funny that they play 0.02 strokes apart. Basically the same exact hole as hole 10, but is a par 4 instead of a par 3.
Yep. Yeah, and just as silly how par can change how you look at a hole.
It's made up. It's not a real thing.
Nick took a par. Everybody's taking birdies, but, Nick is definitely losing a stroke to the field.
Yep, either way. All right, so now we are kind of done with the open space for a little while. We're going to go into the woods.
We're in the woods, folks.
And we're going to go from right to left on 4 out of these 5 next holes. Hole 12 measures in at 280. You got to take this inside route to about here, throw something very overstable on hyzer, and then have it hook hard left, and then get a skip, miss about 1 million trees.
Yeah, a lot of trees.
And then you can get to the basket here at hole 12.
Yeah, this is definitely one. Footing, as you can look, they really worked hard in between rounds, putting out some new dirt, some mulch mixture out here to try to give us better footing.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Shane said, I don't care about your footing. I want to hit a tree still.
Yeah. But, he did it with conviction because you could just tell he had
committed.
Awesome
Casey going Color Glow FD3,
wow.
hits an inside line.
Very inside
Got some
line.
good skips off this ground play. You just look at these trees going back to the pin, or back to the tee pad. Marky here saw the line, saw the shot.
It looks like they're going too inside, and yet they're actually not inside enough. That's kind of the angle of the shot was pretty weird.
Yeah, he's jump putting.
I don't know how Nick is going to get a putter. He's going to throw it on so much
AVR
hyzer. Hyzer with some height, and the disc just carries.
Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. A thing of beauty. Knowing his discs, knowing what height to hit.
The hyzer flip special.
Yep. So here's Shane throwing a T-bird, trying to get through the woods.
Nice
Good
and
height.
No, you just got to listen, cross your fingers, and hope.
Look at that.
Oh, great shot, Shane. Parks
that is welcome back to being a New England player, scrambling out of the woods.
Right, throwing it high and then crossing your fingers. That's the New Englander special.
Marky putting it up there.
Another big rainbow putt.
Yep, but it sits right there.
Right.
Easy 3. Basically saying, all right, Casey, your move. Try to make that putt.
Casey says, okay.
Oh, and he does. That's a huge 2. Absolutely absurd. I know it's not a long distance hole, but this is a really hard 2 to get, so great job, Casey.
Yep, this one played as the 5th hardest hole a third of a stroke over par.
Oh.
And now Nick with this tap-in. So now we're going to see 2 twos on this hole. There are only a total of 6. We'll also shout out David Fleck, Sam Streeter, and Taylor Maz. It says Marky got a 2 on this. Maybe that's the next hole. Maybe I can't figure out what hole it is again.
Yeah, maybe. Well, this is hole 12.
Oh, it says his name. That's weird.
Interesting. Maybe different mark?
It says Chapalonis. Uh-oh, we got a controversy brewing.
Oh, hole 13, par 3, 279. Didn't we just play this hole?
Pretty much. This one is a little straighter with this inside lout that the drone is flying, but I think most people are going to hang out the hyzer high to the right and then try to hyzer in late to this hole.
Yeah, this one you have just a few less trees you kind of have to miss, but once you get into that kind of circle's edge area, you definitely have the Guardians. Casey throwing it up there, stalling it out. Hopefully it's spiking through.
So is that a DD3 or MD3? Just hanging it out wide, trying to get
That's
it to
the
come.
MD3.
MD3, having it come back left. That's probably why it struggled. The mid-range just couldn't get left enough.
Yeah, he definitely hit a tree in there and definitely pushed further to the right.
Eco taking a rip in the big hyzer flip again.
Yep, same disc. AVR X3 gets an unfortunate roll away from the basket, but he should have an open look to the pin. Maybe some good footing for a little jumper.
Marky gonna go low on the inside route and
Just
clips
hits.
that tree.
Yeah, there's a lot of different lines here. You know, even though you saw that and you're like, this is a little tight, but there is an inside line there.
Yeah, it's a little odd off the tee pad, but like once you beat kind of an invisible gap, it's much more open. I think a lot of people who take this outside gap suffer the same fate as Shane, where you kind of hanging out too far, it just goes a little too straight, and it doesn't really break back in time to come kind of near that gap where Shane and his mom are currently standing. You almost need to hyzer before the basket to have a putt instead of really trying to air it out all the way there.
This is wet.
Yeah.
He's standing in a pond.
Yep, he sure is.
Okay, so from the woods, in a pond, from a rock. Drop it in? No.
He'll be dropping it in for a 3.
Yep. All right, Casey, also from deep in the woods.
Ooh.
That looks nice out of his hand. Just probably couldn't get enough on it from the weird footing.
He couldn't follow through. I think if he could have taken a step and chased his disc with his momentum a little bit, that would have been right in the heart. But when you have to stand still or get impaled by a stick, you're just going to stand there and probably come up a little short.
Yeah.
But no harm, no foul. I think everybody got a 3.
Yep, all threes. You know, nobody lost a stroke, but they wanted that one.
Yeah, it looks like most people got a 3 on that hole, playing right kind of in the middle of the field, just 0.13 under par. So here we go, our first hole of the day where the hyzer for a righty isn't the obvious play. You're going to actually have to throw something kind of straight and flip it up and then slowly fade back left at the middle, but a really short shot. Here, gap hitting is the name of the game right here.
Yep, hit the gap. OB deep over the rock wall, past the camera guy back there, but that really shouldn't happen.
Yep, just a little force over.
Well, MD5 out of Casey.
Right. So slow, pretty overstable disc.
Yep, just committed on a line.
Right.
Nick, DX AVR.
Hitting it on an anhyzer definitely makes it the most wide. And Nick is going to throw flippy, so he has to throw hyzer through that gap. It makes it a little bit tougher. Ends up missing to the left, but not hitting anything. And we'll have an open putt from like probably 35 or 40.
Yep, Shane going practice again. He loves this disc. He throws it so well.
Yeah, I think I just watched him give it away out of his trunk at Team Challenge last weekend. Yeah, I think he got another one while he was up in Maine. He's always cycling that throwing putter. He was throwing the PMS when he was
Prodigy days,
and now he's kind of giving that
from Marky
up, and now he's trying something different. So
yeah, but you can just see we have a Lucid X Chameleon Justice. We have an MD5. Nick threw an AVR. Like, you can throw so many different lines of this hole. Nick hits a great putt for the 2. He's looking really cool and casual about it. He's got sunglasses on his head, even though it's pouring rain.
Who needs to hit the gap when you can just make putts?
Yep.
Shane does both. He hit the gap and made a putt.
Congratulations.
Now he's got 6 down and is just right with Casey for the hot round. So he had a nice little slow start, kind of struggled on those easy open first couple of holes, but since it's gotten a little tougher, he's been really shredding.
Yep. Markey, nice putt right there. Just keeping up with everybody, making sure he's still padding his lead, which is at 4 strokes right now.
Yeah, sitting at 4 down through the round. Certainly not giving it away. Casey's playing pretty good here. Has a chance to cut it to 3. And
He
does.
Good hit, good putt, good committed. You can tell, you know, he didn't like all the stuff he had to stand in, really push that one in.
Yep, hole 15, 231 feet. We're back to the hyzers, people. This one is really small and in the woods. It's tight, but all you have to do is poke something a little overstable as a putter, just through that, past that big fat tree on the left, and you're going to have an easy open putt.
Yep, got to hit a nice tight gap, stall it out. Don't go too deep. It's a tough shot.
You can basically throw it straight forward on the ground.
Oh.
But Casey kind of goes for that high, almost flexing route. See, I bet Nick's going to park it because he's going to throw this low hyzer and it's just going to scoot.
Well, medium height hyzer.
Yep,
and it
perfect.
checks up. You know, there's a lot of trees in that circle 1 area to hit, so make sure you're not going too far. You know, good work, good shot right there.
Yeah, once you're past that big dark tree on the left, you're pretty golden. Shane is going to throw it right into that tree and bounce off to the right.
Ooh, that is going to be some tough. Casey has a lot of work to do. Shane has a lot of work to do. Those are going to be some pretty hard scrambles.
Oh, going Justice. Takes a faster, more overstable disc. So something just light he can throw straight. Casey gonna go anti-flexing forehand.
Oh,
wow.
that was a great shot. That is...
Casey, you should go on tour.
Yeah, that's a tour level scramble right there. Let's see if Markey can match that kind of scramble.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. Oh, look at it still
Look at
spinning.
that.
Wow. Marky, you should go on tour too, man. That was a
Yeah.
great shot.
You should go buy a bus. Driving around the country, playing disc golf.
All right, here's Shane out of the woods. Oh, and he drills it. Oh,
Come
my
on, look at
goodness.
this.
Yo, is there room in the back of the bus for Shane?
Wow. Look at that height, the angle, the float.
Oh,
That's
on
for
the
Judy.
Strike.
That
And
is for Judy.
The car goes wild. That's what we love to see,
Yes.
Shane. Nice
From
shot,
way
dude.
out of position.
Wow.
Shane's strength right there. Nick was just like, yeah, good job, Shane, but, you
Yeah,
know, throw a good drive and just hit a 20-foot putt.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
All right, Eco's bounced back after the couple bad long holes.
Yep, he's back. He's ready. Two in a
And
row.
Casey stuffs one in the heart for a par. Marky tapping in as well.
Well, they're both amazed at their own upshots there
Yeah.
about, you know, how incredible that was. Markey showing off all the new dirt it picked up from
Yep.
spinning in the mud.
Super muddy. And all right, our last hole in the woods, another hyzer. It's going to go straight, and then you got to pick right or left
gap.
on this tree. I would just chuck it. You don't even pick a gap. Just cross your fingers. Hope it gets to about here, then starts breaking left. Hyzer to the basket. Miss a couple more trees. You'll have an easy putt.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, there's no OB here. You know, one of the few holes with no out of bounds, which is a nice little mental note. But you do have a lot of trees.
Wow, Eco's throwing an AVR X3 again, and this is the first time it doesn't work. He tries to push it out high to the right instead of just following straight up the
Yeah,
fairway.
Trying to float it. Let's see if Shane can improve off that drive. But maybe he wants to hit into the woods again and hit a huge putt. Missing the tree in the middle. Hopefully it misses the tree. Oh, kicks off the trees in the back. That's probably going to be about a 50-foot putt.
That's how you do it, folks.
Yeah, give himself a chance.
Here's Casey throwing MD3, going the same place as Eco, high to the right.
That was a much better kick off that tree than what Nick had.
I saw people go off the fairway and stay off the fairway.
Yeah. Markey just throwing it up
Wow.
the middle. Like, this is how you win tournaments right there. That's a tournament-winning shot.
That sure
That
is.
locks it down. That's going to keep Casey off his tail enough
Right.
because Casey's scrambling here.
Grace
Markey's
is-
got that easy bird.
Now, did Mark throw a Justice and make it go that straight, that
No,
long?
it
That
was
is
a
messed
Fusion
up.
X felon.
Oh, that's impressive, too.
Yeah. Yep, that was a great upshot there.
You do not want to be where Eco.
Oh,
He's got
sorry.
a soft tarp in his
Markey
hands.
threw a Fusion X evader.
Evader.
My bad.
All right, now
Nick
Eco has to go
scramble.
from the left to the right, and this is where the strokes can add up pretty quick.
Yeah, this is tough.
If this was a permanent course in a year, being over there would be fine, but when it's freshly cut, it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, there's just small things everywhere. There's a lot of brush still. They cut it, but they didn't quite clear it off, so there's a lot of stuff hanging off on just the edge of the sides.
All right, Shane has a chance to come up here for third, but
he's
sails it
disappointed.
over the basket, or for second, excuse me.
That's a putt that Shane expects himself to make because he does make a lot of those.
Yeah, he's an excellent circle 2 putter. When you should never be surprised when if Shane has an open look to the basket that it will go in.
When he's on, everything 70 feet and in is pretty much a tap in for Shane.
Right. Or he'll hit the front rim. You can make fun of him, and then he'll miss the next one again.
Yeah. And then he'll get angry and start putting.
And then he'll whine, but you know what? That's why we love Shane. It's easy to get a rise at him, but it's always a good time, and he's one of my favorite people to play with.
Absolutely. You figure out how to motivate him, and you can give him a hard time, and it lights a fire in him.
Shane moved out here from Michigan in 2018, and we love having him out here. He's definitely added. He's a great asset to the region of disc golf.
And that is a dominating 2 from Markey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great job.
Markey has been playing forever. I actually played my first PDGA tournament in January of 2013, AM2 at Tully, and the winner that day was Markey Chapalonis. So it's pretty fun to play with him and see him growing as a player over all these years.
Absolutely.
All right, we're on hole 17, the big bopper, 800 and some feet. You got to throw it over this garden to start, and there's really nothing in the way. It's just far.
Yeah, it's far. There's out of bounds on the right side and behind the basket. So, either your second or third shot, that could be a problem. But we're teeing off from brownie batter, as what Casey kept saying.
Yep. It was nice to have a little bit of semblance of a tee pad, as Mark bends over a huge Anheuser Rive and gets way up there.
Yeah, he definitely wanted a little bit more out of that, but for the conditions, that was a great shot.
That's like where my second shot landed, man. That's way up there.
Yeah, Shane throwing a wraith, puts it up a little low, but that's going to work out just fine.
Anything, once you get past the garden, you're into the green grass, I think you've thrown a good shot. It's got to be 400 feet.
He might have touched an ear of corn as it hit.
Well, he landed on the other side, so I'll give him credit.
Casey throwing his DD3 that says send it. He's been throwing that thing for a long time, and look at this thing still work.
Wow. It used to be so overstable. Now it's just got huge glide.
Yep, that is a great drive. Money shot.
Now we're going to get to throw Nick.
This is a destroyer.
Oh, this is what I've been waiting for, man. It's been cool to watch him throw AVR, but I want to watch this guy throw a destroyer.
Oh, my. The bend on this. Good height. It's going.
That is just way out there. And that is with one step on sketchy tee pad. Like, Markey threw a great shot, and Eco's 70 feet past him. That's just wow.
Yeah, Casey White has some of the, he's got great distance. He's got tour distance. He's got elite level distance, and Nick just throws it way past him.
Further.
So, all of us players here, we've been talking about Nick Eco distance for a long time, and we're glad we finally get it on camera. Hopefully you can get out to some bigger tournaments to really showcase it. But, for everybody else, we all have New England disc golf.
Nobody was rooting for Nick's professional disc golf career more than the touring pros in New England, because if he's not out playing baseball, he's going to be taking our money, throwing just monster shots like that.
Absolutely. And these are just some pretty routine up shots for our players. It is a little windy, so you just got to take that into consideration. But
it's
a hyzer.
This is such a great 3 to get, and these guys are going to be looking at it. Just 2 absolute bombs, and this was such a cool place. You were on kind of top of the hill, looking down on the rest of the orchard. Some really amazing views on this hole.
Absolutely. You can see in the drone footage of just how nice and how pretty this place is. Today you don't quite get to see its beauty because of all the weather, but man, Shane putting for birdie.
Right from 50, his money's on. Here we go. Oh, another front rim. That's quite a few. Shane has not been off by much, but just a little off today.
Yep, just enough for Shane, but, he still played really good, giving it a bid and hitting metal.
Eco effortlessly.
Super smooth, circle's edge, birdie, uphill. Yep, he's cool.
And here's Markey with a 4-stroke lead. He's got it pretty much in the bag, but I know he would still want that putt.
He wanted it, but, That's a fine one to miss.
It's a good flex to put that one on for 3. Casey, ooh.
Was that a spit out?
Right
was
through
that a
the middle.
through?
Right through the middle.
And, I'm surprised we didn't see more of those today with these wet, nasty, slick conditions. I know Casey puts with some really stiff plastic. And I know these baskets will spit out from time to time if you're not hitting them correctly. So to only see one, though, that's
it's
pretty good.
Especially on a windy day. Slick chains, you're getting up in the chains and just weird stuff can happen. But here we are. We've made it.
Hole 18.
569 feet downhill. It plays tough because the OB orchard's on the right side, so it's really tough to throw like a huge hyzer unless you have Simon distance.
To really commit to that flex line takes some big cojones.
Right, so the big space is off to the left. These guys will be able to throw pretty much any disc in their bag down to the bottom of the flat and then have an easy pitch over for a birdie 3.
Yep.
But they don't have any more dry discs. They don't have any towels. Yep. The fact that he's using his bottom of his shirt, look, that's still working. It's pretty incredible.
Well, he never even had a rain jacket, so look at this. Doesn't quite commit to the line he needs to put it on to get to the basket.
Is there OB deep? I hadn't even considered that question.
But that one, so far, should be an easy up and down.
Marky coming back to his drive. Kind of taking a similar line.
But nice and easy and simple. Taking the out of bounds to the right, out of the hole, and just throwing it a good enough distance where he's got an easy play.
Right, he can attack it with a harp.
Now, is this Casey knowing he's down? He has to make something special happen.
Yeah, I would. If I was Casey, I'd be more worried about Shane being 2 back than Marky being 4 back. Because second place at B tier, there was something like 60 pros with some added cash. Like that's going to be a couple dollars for second place.
Yep.
Casey's been wrapping up a phenomenal season, doing us proud on tour, and then this has been continuing late in the season. I know he's down in Florida this weekend, just really crushing it. So
Shane throwing his hands up, asking, "Why are you not turning?"
And it doesn't matter. He's down at the bottom of the hill. He's going to have an easy zone. Yep, the green soft zone in his hand.
There it is.
Little hyzer approach. Mark looks freezing cold. Thank you so much for being out there in these conditions, especially even on a nice day.
Yeah. Ooh, go.
Ooh,
wow.
Shane almost dunks it.
That would have been a special way to end right there.
Right.
All right. Marky with his soft harp, looking to put it right under the basket, finish it off.
That'll do it. Yeah. This was Marky's second one of the year. He had won a small C tier early in the year in, I think, Northampton, but he hadn't won another tournament since, so it was really cool to see him just kind of announcing that he bought a bus, that he was going to go on tour, and then really takes home a signature win of the year out of this really cool course.
Absolutely. And, definitely lights a fire under his butt, having Casey here, having a guy that goes out on tour and then shows back up to his home city, home state.
And then beat him. That's the way to go, Marky.
Yep. You earned it, Mark. Congratulations. Great putt. Dude. Great tournament. Just an absolute scorcher first round. Played a great second round at 6 down. Having these guys bear down on your back is not an easy thing to do.
Right.
And to have a little bit of trouble early on, too.
Right. Casey played a solid 7 down round. Shane with 8, and then Marky
Casey was 8.
Casey was also with 8. So, but Marky shot an 11 in the first round in worse conditions. That is really just incredible.
Yep. And look at that. Take note, folks. Everybody, look at your scorecards. Double check your scores. You do not want to take any silly strokes.
Yeah, Mark.
Look at Mark. So happy. We all love Mark. Great job, Marky. And look at this leaderboard here. Every big name here in Massachusetts was here at this tournament, so that's a huge win.
Yep, you can find mine way down at the bottom. Kyle sneaking in a tie for 4th. All right.
Yep.
As we sign off, thanks again, New England Disc Golf Productions, Disc Golf 978. Thank you to the viewer for coming in.
Yeah.
All
Sorry
the whole
if you played in the tournament and you had that weather. Sorry to the AMs the next day who had to deal with the tee pads after us, but
please let us come back to this tournament. A little tweak, some new tee pads. This is going to be a gem.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what this place turns into. So thank you, Meadowbrook.